Genesis chapter 39. Now Joseph had been taken to Egypt. An Egyptian named Potipher, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of the guards, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, serving in the household of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made everything he did successful, Joseph found favor with his master and became his personal attendant. Potiphar also put him in charge of his household and placed all that he owned under his authority. And from the time that he put him in charge of his household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house because of Joseph. The Lord's blessing was on all that he owned in his house and his fields, and he left all that he owned under Joseph's authority. So he didn't concern himself with anything except for the food that he ate. Now, Joseph was well built and handsome, and after some time, the master Potiphar's wife looked longingly at Joseph and said, "Sleep with me." But he refused. "Look," he said to the master's wife, "with me here, my master does not concern himself with anything in this house. He has put all that he owns under my authority. No one in this house is greater than I am, and he has withheld nothing from me except for you, because you are his wife. So how could I do this immense evil? How could I sin against God?" And although she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her. Now, one day he went into the house to do his work, and none of the household servants were there. She grabbed him by his garment and said, "Sleep with me." But leaving his garment in her hand, he escaped and ran outside. And when she saw that he had left his garment with her and ran outside, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "my husband brought a Hebrew man to make fools of us. He came to me so he could sleep with me, and I screamed as loud as I could. And when he heard me screaming for help, he left his garment beside me and ran outside." She put Joseph's garment beside her until his master came home, and she told him the same story. "The Hebrew slave you brought to us has come to make a fool out of me. But when I screamed for help, he left his garment beside me and ran outside." And when his master heard the story that his wife had told him, "These are the things your slave did to me," he was furious. He had him thrown into prison where the king's prisoners were confined, and so Joseph was there in prison. Let's finish reading in verse 21 of Genesis chapter 39. "The Lord was with Joseph and extended kindness to him. He granted him favor with the prison warden. The warden put all the prisoners who were in the prison under Joseph's authority, and he was responsible for everything that was done there. The warden did not bother with anything under Joseph's authority because the Lord was with him, and the Lord made everything he did successful."